NDSU at 11? I mean, I don't know how else you put it. Beasley has that program absolutely humming. You see Jalen Coleman, 3,000 total yards, 49 touchdowns. I don't care who you're playing. That's video game stuff. And then you look over at Tulane, Coach Trill Poppy is just sitting there undefeated, 11-2, and you start wondering if the staff is just getting in the way at this point. I'm serious. Maybe they should just stay on the bus and let the players handle it. But you've got these two programs sitting at the top of the mountain, looking down at the rest of the conference, while everything else is just falling apart. It's wild that in year 2, we're talking about NDSU as a legitimate playoff threat.
Man, I've been there. I remember my second year. I was on a team where the offense was just one guy. I mean, he was eating every target, every red zone look, and if he wasn't catching it, it was hitting the turf. You start feeling like a spectator. That's what I see with Tulane. They're just rolling. And honestly, if I'm an AD, I'm not even calling the office. I'm just looking at the scoreboard and drinking a beer. But don't sleep on Sac State, man. Coach Drippin gets himself a little vacation to Hawaii, leaves the keys, and they go 11-1. 2,500 yards for Sincere Rainey? That kid is a grown man. You watch him run and you can see the secondary just shrinking. They don't want any part of that collision. He's a nightmare. But you're dodging the real disaster, which is down in San Marcos. Texas State is on a 4-game losing streak, and Gavin Groshak just pieces out for a vacation? That is a bold strategy, Cotton. You're sitting at 5-6, the fan base is looking for blood, and you decide it's the perfect time to find a beach? I've seen some coaches do some dumb shit in my time. I had a physician coach who used to fall asleep during film study. I swear to God, I could hear him snoring over the tape. But that takes the cake. The seat isn't just hot, it's practically melting beneath him. You don't leave your team when you're 5-6. You stay and you fight, or you just don't come back at all.
Oh, he's gone. You don't go on vacation after a 4-game slide unless you've already checked your LinkedIn profile. It's over. And what about T.Z. Crockett? Louisiana Tech, 5-7, 4-4 in conference, and the highlight of his year is dropping a single called Planet Nambic. Come on, man. I mean, I respect the hustle. If he's teaching 7th grade math and producing beats, he's a busy man. But you're supposed to be coaching football. They landed, what, 4 3-star recruits? That's not a class, that's a lunch table. The 125th ranked class in the country. You can't build a program on dreams and hi-hats, Mike. It's got to be a bloodbath in that office right now. It's a bad luck. I mean, I love the creativity, but the tape doesn't lie. And the recruiting rankings are even worse. You can't just rely on transfer portals forever. You need bodies. You look at what Tulane is doing, signing Frederick Fallon. That kid is a speedster, 6'6", 4-star talent. That's how you sustain it. You don't just put out a hit single and hope for the best. I mean, could you imagine if I tried to release a track? You'd be the first one to roast me until I cried. I'd buy the album, Mike, just to use it as a coaster. Seriously, though. You look at the landscape, the guys who are winning are the guys who are grinding. Coach Beasley is out there building a machine at NDSU, and then you've got Sac State with this new kid, Seek the Freak Malden, 98 speed. If that kid is half as good as the hype, they're going to be a problem for years. It's that quality over quantity approach. You don't need 100 guys. You need the right ones. I remember one camp, we had this kid, walk on, just absolute burner. No one knew who he was, and he walked in on day 1 and torched the starting safety. That's what Malden feels like. Was it actually a starting safety, or was it the guy who was getting cut the next day? Because I remember you telling me that story about the future Pro Bowler you burned, and it turned out to be the backup's cousin who was just there for a tryout. He was a scholarship player, all right? Don't make me pull the tape. I was running routes in my sleep back then. My knee wasn't giving out every time I made a cut. I had the vision, I had the hands. I was just in a system that didn't know how to use a guy like me. That's the problem with these college programs, man. They get a guy like Sincere Rainey and they feed him, they feed him, they feed him. That's how you get to 11 wins. You stop trying to be cute and you just run the ball until the other guys start crying. Yeah, and look where that got Sac State, 11-1. You can argue with the method, but you can't argue with the results. They're ranked for the first time ever. That's a program win. They're putting Sacramento on the map. And honestly, if I'm a recruit, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, that's where I want to be. Not at Louisiana Tech, not at Texas State. I want to be where the coach is actually there and the running back is carrying the team on his back.
Exactly. You got to want to be in the trenches. You got to want to be in the mix. If you're a recruit and you see a coach bailing for a vacation while the team is sinking, you're running the other way. You're looking for a leader, not a tourist. And let's be real. If you're at Louisiana Tech and you're listening to your coach's new single in the weight room, you're probably already looking for the transfer portal. The landscape is shifting, man. The big boys are getting bigger. The guys who are sleeping at the wheel are getting left behind. And the ones in the middle, they're just waiting for the axe to fall.